Hey everyone, it's Melody. I thought I would do a video on how I use my distress markers to color. I'm not going to do a girl image, but I'm going to do my new robot images. I thought it'd be kind of fun to show that. So main colors I'll be using today, I've got iced spruce, and let's see, I've got iced spruce, weathered wood, pumice stone, old paper, stormy skies, salty ocean, and worn lipstick. So those will be the colors that I'm using, and I kind of tested it out to see what I wanted to do, so that's probably what I'm going to go for. So let's give this a try. This is my first kind of coloring video, I guess. So we're just going to give it a try here. It's probably not going to look anything like the one that I just did, but you know, it doesn't have to. I think that's the best part about distress marker coloring. You don't have to make it look a certain way. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It always kind of ends up being a little different anyway. So. The water brush that I'm using today is not the new Faber-Castell one that I purchased. It is the Pentel one that I had previously, so it is really nice though. I like it a lot. It has a really good flow of water. The brush tip is pretty accurate. It's not the finest of tips. Probably is something I would comment on, but it does the job and it does it well. So I don't really know which colors I'm using right now. I'm just kind of grabbing whatever I want to from my pile here and just kind of going with it. I think the best part about distress markers is that it's a very light sort of coloring. It's not at all, you know, intense. It's just really fun. You don't have to worry so much about the nitpicky stuff. You can kind of just do as you please. I always like to go over the borders and the outlines and then just shade in accordingly. So that's not too bad so far. Sometimes you can just color it in without shading too. I think oftentimes I forget that as well. So just for pops of color. For his face, I'm gonna go really light, or the lighter of the shades. So you can see it's a really light, sort of subtle coloring, but you can also make it a little bit more dramatic. So sometimes what I like to do is, because like it kind of looks very monotone right now, what I like to do is I'll go over then areas that I've already colored, and I'll add just some shadowing pretty much, you know, like that. It doesn't have to be anything super intense. I'm going to add it to his body too. Gives it a more defined look, I guess. And then you can also brush that back out to kind of make it a little more subtle if you don't really like the way that's very, very bold. I'm going to use this very bright blue for these little key areas, maybe his ears. these little bits here, that bit, the antenna. I think I'm gonna just give it a little, you know, a little shine on his shoes, like that. Maybe a little bit in his hand. I might just color his hand in with it. It already looks quite different from the one that I have above, but that's okay. So let's see what other color. I'm going to use this one. And I think I want to color in this bit here. There we go. Yeah, this one looks definitely different from the one above, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to give him some rosy cheeks because he is happy and perhaps blushing. So I just add a couple of dots like that. And then I just make sure my brush is pretty clean. I always keep like a little piece of paper or something next to my work so that I can just clean out the brush as necessary. There you go. He has some nice rosy cheeks there, so you can kind of see how I colored him in. And then, too bad I can't do a side-by-side comparison, but it is different from the one on top, you know, in a little bit. Different colors. I definitely played around with those colors a little bit. So I'm gonna go with the same idea for the girl. Let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the worn lipstick in with her though. She is going to be have a little bit more of the pink to her, I think. So sometimes I like to do this where I pick certain areas that'll have the same color. Sometimes I don't. So it really just kind of depends. And I've got a good range of colors right now that are within the kind of the same gray tone area that I want to be in. So grays and blues, really. Oops. I like it when the images have really bold lines for watercoloring because it makes it a lot easier to not mess up, I guess is the right way to go about that phrase. You don't have to be so concerned with really trying to stay in the lines because the lines are nice and bold, you know. So, oops. Okay. Let's get some light shades in there. I don't know if I use this one. Whenever there's stripes, I always end up coloring it like this. I'll color in every other. And then I like to run my water brush just kind of through them. So there's some that are darker, some that are a little lighter, that just have the hint of the color. It's just really, really subtle. You might not even notice, really. Cute. All right, and now I'm going to color her face in. So I always like to get most of the image colored, and then I like to go in with the detail work that I do, like either the shading or the sometimes I like to mix colors, but mostly for hair I like to mix colors, but for images like this I don't think you need to mix so much. And let me get the bow. So just nice little puff of pink. Okay, now I'm gonna go over it with some details, maybe some shadowing. Again, this is just what I like to do sometimes. You don't have to do this. Nobody has to do anything. You can do what you want. I think for the robots though, it's not too bad because it kind of gives them that metal look that, you know, that they have. And I definitely want that pink bow to be a little bit more pink, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to color these insides completely. There we go. And I'm going to give her some rosy cheeks. Now let's color that in. Just enough. Lovely. So that's what we've got. We've got our colored in robot images using distress markers. Hopefully you guys kind of like that video. Kind of like watching the coloring. Super easy, super cute robots. Definitely get them from the Alleyway Stamps. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Bye.